I am Michael. I have been living in Florida for over 10 years now, originally from upstate New York. I am currently registered clinical social work intern working towards my LCSW, just about at that point, which is always great. But I've been in the mental health field itself for over 11 years. I've been doing various work outside of specific talk therapy for most of my adult life, and it's always been something that I've really attached to. So.
Yeah, you've been doing it for a long time.
Mhm.
So what is the why did you become a therapist?
Honestly, it's just been a passion of mine to just make those connections with individuals. I mean, even growing up, I loved being the problem solver of my friend group. I've always been the one that always seemed to be approachable, but not only that, really enjoyed being approached. I love human interaction. I love conversation. I love kind of just talking things out, helping people through some things they might be struggling with. But I like to do it in a way that keeps things friendly and calm, not necessarily rigid and confrontational, right? I mean, I like to say that who I am on the clock is the same as who I am off the clock. So it just really made the most sense for me to make a career out of just ultimately my personality.
Um, and what would you say excites you the most about therapy?
Getting to know people, honestly. Everybody from all different walks of life and different experiences. I really think that it helps boost the human connection through vulnerability and helps us all feel more connected to one another. And I really thrive off of that feeling of being able to sit down with someone new, get to know them a little bit, and know that at least a brief conversation between us could possibly have an impact, and hope that they can take that lesson on with them to teach to the next person as well.
That's great. And then when you're sitting down with clients, what is your approach?
So I believe that one of the most important things about therapy is really building that therapeutic alliance, right? If you're coming into a session, maybe you haven't been familiar with therapy in the first place. Obviously, you don't know me very, outside of, maybe a quick video or a bio or something along those lines. My number one priority is to make sure you feel as comfortable as humanly possible. Very open to feedback, anything along those lines. I want it to be a calm, comfortable, and enjoyable experience for the both of us. Specific modalities, I like to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like to say that, a lot of it is a textbook, right? It's not necessarily a one size fits all. So it really comes down to what's the connection that we have, what makes the most sense for us, and how do we get you to where you want to go in a way that feels supportive and not too much like hard work, if you will.
Yeah, it sounds like you're really focused on like the relationships between you and the clients, which makes sense because one of your expertises, is that how you say it? Is relationships and couples counseling.
Mhm.
Can you talk more about like what your expertise is and like what sort of clients that you work with?
Sure. So I work with quite a range of clients. I started my first experiences in couples counseling, relationship counseling. I do a little bit of family counseling along with that. But I also do work with individuals as well, primarily adults. Although I have seen a few teenagers, which has always been a fun experience as well. Just kind of a wide range. Currently looking more into working more with neurodiverse populations, but ultimately at this point, I'm pretty open with who I see.
And then what are you most passionate about in therapy or generally speaking, what lights you up?
What really lights me up, and I think that it's a good crossover, is really, I would have to say that one of the big turning points in my own life that really contributed professionally as well was my experience of finding like Eastern philosophies, martial arts, things along those lines. Joining up with a local Tai Chi, Qi Gong martial arts group, in the St. Petersburg area, really helped kind of spark my interest into studying what a lot of Eastern philosophies have to say. And a lot of those, key points of mindfulness, mind-body connection, things along those lines translate so well into what I was trying to do professionally that they almost enrich each other, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then what is something about you that someone just meeting you might not know about you that they should know about you? That's like an interesting skill or talent or like something on your bucket list. Like what is
Uh, I think that what people wouldn't necessarily know right off meeting me is that I am a huge nerd. I love gaming. I love books. I love martial arts. I love music. I play bass. I'm just the nerdier the better. I'm really into sci-fi, all that good stuff. So, I know it kind of takes people aback every once in a while when we'll sit down and, they'll mention some sort of computer game or PlayStation game, and I'll let them know, like, oh, I'm like 3 levels ahead of you right now. It's great, and so it kind of sometimes takes people back. But yeah, huge nerd, huge nerd. I'll admit that.